Hello peeps, how's it going? This is the Hillbilly Halfwit today, and today we're talking about Jim Dale wanting us all imprisoned if we don't believe him. If we don't listen to what he says, he wants us all imprisoned and the ability to take away all our free speech. And don't be fooled, this is going to be taken through Parliament and it will happen. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, please comment, rate and subscribe and share this stuff out there, because you lovely people have been sharing my stuff over the last few months and it's made such a difference. I know I'm getting my stuff stopped by YouTube at the moment, but never mind, we'll keep going. These things will always sort themselves out. So let's go. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you a short little video where he's been questioned by two presenters. One is taking the mickey out of him and the other one is asking him some pretty serious questions, and it's very significant in how he answers these questions, because he believes, like I said, this is very scary stuff coming from a civil service establishment person. So let's get going. Now, as usual, I am reviewing this video. It's in a reaction video where you comment on the original video, and it's a funny, thoughtful revision of content that didn't originally create, and clips of other people's content as part of a critical review. These are YouTube's own policies, so that's what I'm doing. And the same year, the content of this video is intended for comedic purposes. The views expressed in this video are not to be taken as factual information or representation of my personal beliefs. I am critically reviewing the info and in the video, as I show as an example. So this guy is Jim Dale. You'll see him a lot on television. He is a Clermont, what would I say, doomsday cult member. And he's been put on television by the civil service all the time to try and brainwash people and try and get people to react. But this is something really serious. He wants you imprisoned for not agreeing with his Clermont views. And he wants everybody on the mainstream media not to be able to be allowed to go on there. It's pretty crazy stuff. This bloke, in this interview, he shows his true colours, and he's not a very nice person. I got to be honest with you. That's what you've got here. You've got people who are, like I said, it's a cult. So let's see if this video will play, and hopefully it'll play okay.
Well, Russell, it won't be me that polices anything, because I'm not a policeman, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if it's legislation, then it will be in law. So you will be, just like you're banned from being a racist online, for example, anybody, wow. You can be banned from being a man-made
censorship. It's like the KGB. It's like Jim, censorship.
Jim, you genuinely think that someone that doesn't believe that climate change is the problem that you do, someone that thinks climate change is man-made, you think they are the same as racists? Do you actually think that?
He does.
No, I'm not saying that
they're worse. They're worse in his mind.
I'm just advocating that there's a similar sort of pathway, if you like. It's a different subject completely.
Can you just compare?
Now, this guy on the right is a complete and utter cult member. I don't know if the civil service are all like this, but if they are, we are in big, big trouble in this country. These guys on the left here, brilliant job of reviewing. The guy in the middle really takes a mickey out of him with some quite cutting comments, and the guy on the left really does some in detail questions here, and he can't get any straight answers out of Jim Dale about his qualifications, for instance. Jim Dale refuses to say what qualifications he's got, because he hasn't got many by the sound of it. And that's a little bit like George Monbiot. He's the same guy. He hasn't got no more qualifications than me or you, or about the Clermont, than me or you, or a guy walking up and down the street. So let's carry it on.
The two, Jim, you just compared.
He's saying you're the same pathway as a racist. You're saying Russell's racist.
Jim, sorry, mate, they're your words, not mine. They were your words. You said it's like being a racist, is what you said.
No, I said the legislation makes that if you are a racist, you cannot come on mainstream.
Yeah, but why should it be the same path? And you said it was the same pathway.
You said it's the same thing. You said it's as serious.
Because basically what happens is if you haven't noticed, is it goes through legislation in the House of Commons, House of Lords. It goes on the statute books. It becomes a law. You're not allowed to be this or that. There's very many things that we're not allowed to do. And the reason I say we shouldn't be allowed to do it It's because it's dangerous. It's polluting the political discourse. And therefore, and if you haven't opened your eyes to what's going on around the world.
See, what is happening here, people like yourselves and me and millions of other people have woke up to what is going on. And a lot of this is lies. That's what's happening here. And now they're forcing you to listen to their lies. And they are going to be forcing people who, like myself and others, who show how hypocrite, how these lies are, what these lies are, off anything. They'll remove me before long. They'll remove others with similar opinions who they can't debate against them because they lose the argument. So what they do is remove the argument. That's what happens. They're cult members, and it's scary stuff.
In terms of all the, I mean, did you see Houston? Did you see Dubai? Have you seen the what's going on in Ethiopia?
We had things like that in the 50s and the 30s.
Jim, you keep reverting to the same old boring mantras around why you think the Earth is heating up as a consequence of man-made climate change, right? Even though I don't know if you've heard of have you heard of the fact that in medieval times, for instance, there was a thing called the medieval overheat, because in medieval times the planet was about 1 degree warmer than it is now.
You read social media and you know.
No. I read a diverse amount of things that tell me different things, and then and here's the point, Jim. Wait, here's the point. I read a diverse volume of things so that I see both sides of the argument, so I can form an informed opinion. What you're doing is suggesting that there is only one side of an argument, and that argument is yours and yours only, and nobody else is allowed to differ with it, or they'll be prosecuted. Mate, you're not only crazy, you are dangerous.
You don't actually know you're doing it. It's all right, Jim. You don't know you're doing it.
This is like burning the books. This is like burning the books that the Nazis did in 1939.
This is the difference between me and you, Russell.
See, that is it. That is it. These people on the right, like Jim, really, they are so intent on pushing this belief of theirs, they don't care what they do. They are quite happy to remove the individual person's right altogether and even put them in prison because they don't agree with them. Totally forgetting the freedom of speech and the freedom of a person to believe what they want. They it's mad, absolutely mad. When I watched this, I was thinking to myself, what on earth is going on? And what a brilliant interview these lads done. I say to everybody, go and watch this. Let's carry on.
And this
is I'm sensible and I'm for freedom of speech and democracy.
You're not. You haven't worked in meteorology for 40 years like I have. You've not.
Are you even qualified?
And that can make you a bit jaded.
Qualified, Jim?
I tell you about qualifications.
What is your qualification in meteorology?
I go in. I'm a meteorological observer.
Ask about his
What's your qualification, Jim?
Don't ask him about his qualification.
Apart from dogma, I know you've probably got a degree in dogma, but apart from that, what is your degree?
Well, let me change it around a little bit.
No, just answer the question.
No, I've just said meteorological observer.
Is it an uncomfortable question to answer?
Russell, listen to what I'm saying, okay? I go to court as an expert witness. Nobody can go into a court.
I watched Liam McCaskill since the 70s.
Manslaughter, road traffic accidents, insurance cases, and I give qualified advice, okay? I couldn't do that without qualification and without experience.
What's the qualification,
Let's just get that. Well, I tell you, I've told you what...
Jim, really easy
Russell,
question.
Russell, I'll tell you what...
What's the...
I'll leave it there because the guy has got no qualifications. It's a cult member. It's like what's Scientology, this is. The people on the right there are like Scientologists where they go completely batshit crazy. Now, I found this very, very scary, this video. And I think it's sort of like this. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. Friedrich Nietzsche. Now, that is what I think these people are doing. They are so intent on the belief that the world is going to end. They'll do anything. Anything at all is in their remit. And our civil service is full of these people. This guy has worked in the civil service all his life. And he thinks he should have the ability to remove your and mine freedom of speech. It's scary stuff. So I hope this video worked today. We've showed this is a critical review of a complete and utter nutcase. So please comment, rate and subscribe. And go and watch this full interview if you don't mind, and see what you think of it. It's on my Facebook page, okay? The Hillbilly Halfwit Facebook page. So, ta-da!